Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be making 3 different Kpop Lightstick ornaments. I'm going to be making a Stray Kids one, a TXT one, and an Enhypen one. So let's go ahead and get right on into the video. For this DIY, you are going to need some jumbo clear ornaments. I got these from Dollar Tree for $1 each, and you're also going to need some different colored cardstock. I'm going to start off by removing the top part of the ornament, and I'm going to be measuring what size cardstock I need for my ornament, so just hold it up and mark it with a pencil. We're going to be creating this middle piece in the Enhypen Lightstick, so I'm going to get a square of white cardstock and fold it into a long cylinder and tape it so that way it is secured. Then I'm going to be sticking it into my ornament and securing it at the top with some more tape. And it should hold the white piece securely in the center of the ornament, just like this. So now we are going to be needing a handle for our light stick. For this, I'm going to be using some black cardstock and measuring how long I want my handle to be. I'm going to be cutting it with my paper cutter, but of course you can use scissors if that is all you have. I cut out a piece of cardstock that is 5.5 inches by 3.5 inches, but of course if you want to make your handle longer, you can. So I'm going to be folding this into a cylinder once again, and I'm going to be taping both of the ends and the middle to secure it. And you should end up with something that looks like this. Now we are going to be making the cylinder part that is kind of at the top of the handle, and to do this I'm going to be using 2 small pieces of paper that are 9 centimeters by 2.5 centimeters. On one of the pieces of paper, I'm going to be drawing the Enhypen logo, and that is just the E, the N, and the hypen. Now, I'm going to be using a white crayon, but I really wanted to use a white gel pen, but I didn't have one on hand. So anything white that you have, like a white color pencil, crayon, or gel pen would work perfectly fine for this. And then I'm going to be attaching both of them together using some tape, and I'm going to be attaching the other side too, so we create a small little circle. And you should have an Enhypen in the front, and then it should be black in the back. And then I'm going to be attaching it just like this onto the ornament. I'm going to be attaching the small cylinder first. Just place it where you want it. There is like a little circle at the bottom of the ornament, so you can just center it like that and put some hot glue. Then I'm going to be putting some hot glue in the center of that and then placing our handle. You want to hold it for a couple of seconds just to make sure that it's sturdy and it's not going to fall over. And then you should be good. So this is what our Enhypen Lightstick ornament ended up looking like. And now I'm going to be adding some glitter. Obviously, if you don't have glitter, you don't have to. This is an optional step, but I really do think it makes the lightstick come to life. And this is what it looks like. For the TXT Lightstick, you are going to need some light blue cardstock and some white cardstock. And I'm going to start off by cutting out a piece of the blue cardstock and just measuring how much of it is going to fit in my ornament. And I'm going to be cutting 2 small blue strips that are 8 centimeters by 2 centimeters. With these blue strips, I'm going to be creating the cross or the X that is inside of the ornament. And then I'm going to be repeating this same process with the white cardstock, except this one is going to be 8 centimeters by 1 centimeter. And I'm going to be hot gluing it in the center again to create that X. And when you place it on top of each other, it creates like the TXT logo that's like inside of the ornament. Now it's tricky to get this inside. I had to fold this like really small and then shove it into the ornament, and it was really tricky to get it in place the way I wanted it to lay. So you might have to mess with this for a long time to get it the way you want. But eventually I did, and I just put some tape in there to secure it at the top, and then I used my pencil to put some tape at the bottom to secure it at the bottom. And of course, I'm going to be adding some glitter into this ornament too, and I made a little funnel with the leftover cardstock paper. I'm going to be putting lots and lots of glitter because that's what I like. And then I'm just going to be closing it off using the top of the ornament that came with it. Shake it up really good, and you should have something that looks like this. Now it is time to create the handle of the ornament once again, and I just measured like the same one. I'm using the same measurements from the Enhypen one that we just did, so you can go ahead and reference that, or I put the measurements up on the screen, except I think I made this one a little bit longer by accident, but I ended up cutting off the bottom of it so it is the same size as the Enhypen one because I wanted them all to be the same size. So with the white cardstock, I'm going to be cutting out 2 strips that are 9 centimeters by 2.5 centimeters. Except this one, I'm going to be cutting a little indent into both of them, so kind of just like this little curved shape. And I'm going to be placing them together and then taping them just like we did last time. I'm going to be taping them on both ends so we have something that is like a little circle. So with this, I'm going to be gluing it onto the bottom of the ornament. Once again, you can use that bottom little circle on the ornament to make sure that you're aligning it in the center. And I'm going to be gluing it on there. Now the TXT Lightstick has like these different little buttons on the handle. So we're going to be creating those. You're going to need a yellow, a green, and a blue marker. So with the yellow one, you're going to be creating this cross shape. With the green marker, you're going to be creating an X. And then with the blue marker, you're going to be creating another little cross shape. And these are just the buttons that are on the light stick, so I just wanted to recreate them on here. And then you're going to be gluing it into the center of the white little circle, just like we did with the Enhypen one. And then make sure you hold it in place so it can be very sturdy. And this is what the TXT light stick ended up looking like. So now we're going to be moving on to our last light stick, and this one I'm going to be creating the Stray Kids one. So I'm starting off by drawing the little star that they have in the center of it. So I started off by creating a X shape, and then I'm going to be shaping that into the star. Of course, you can use a Google image to reference, which is what I did. And I started with pencil, and then I colored it using the markers. So you're going to need two different shades of gray, a darker gray and a lighter gray. I started with the darker one and outlining it first, and then I'm going in and shading the pieces that are shaded. Of course, you can reference my image too, and I left some of them white because that's what it looked like on the image. Now we're just going to be cutting this out, and then we are going to be creating the red ring that is around the star. So I got some red construction paper and I just sketched it out really fast. I'm going to fold it in half so I can hollow out the circle so we just have the ring part. Then I'm going to be attaching the star into the center of the ring with some tape. So when you're done, you should end up with something like this. Now we are going to have to put this into the center of the ornament, and just like the TXT one, I had to roll this one up and put it in there. Now this one I had way more trouble with than the TXT one. It was such a headache getting this to lay the way that I wanted. I don't know what it was, but it was just so difficult. Anyways, I ended up getting it how I wanted it after messing around with it so long, and I ended up securing it with some tape using the pencil. And then of course we're going to be adding glitter again. I had chunky glitter and fine glitter. Next, you're going to need a 5.5 inch paper by 3.5 inches and a 3.5 inch by 1/2 inch little strips of paper. So the bigger paper is going to be the handle to the light stick. Of course, I'm going to be taping it just like we did with all the other ones. And with the tiny papers, we are going to be attaching them again and then creating a circle by attaching it at the other ends. Next, we are going to be gluing this tiny circle into the center of the bottom of the ornament. I'm just going to be attaching this with some hot glue. Then I'm going to be adding a glob of glue into the center of the ornament and attaching the handle into there. Once again, make sure you hold it for a couple seconds until it dries. So you should end up with something like this. And just to make sure that it is extra sturdy, I'm just adding some more glue there. And now with a gray marker, I'm going to be adding the button that is on the light stick. And this is what my Stray Kids light stick ornament ended up looking like. So now we have all three of our light sticks. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I really wanted it to be back like my old content where I make a whole bunch of creative and fun DIYs. So let me know down in the comments if you want to see more videos like this in the future. And of course, I will see you guys next time. Bye guys!